How's everyone doing this morning? Haven't been on for a week. I've been reading through news stories and everything, seeing, just waiting for all this stuff to keep crumbling down. I wanted to record me driving here. I'm going to show you guys how long this line at this food bank's getting right here if you look past by my dash cam. Now this is just some of the morning crowd, and it really piles in here. Now it never used to be this bad around here, but right here where this last car is, last week they were wrapped clear around the left side over there down to the other street. And like I said, there's getting more and more people that's going to that place. Now what's funny is there's a guy I know, and he works there. He volunteered his time to give him something to do because he's retired. And he told me, he said it really kind of, pisses him off a little bit when you see these people showing up at the food bank and they got some really nice cars. He said, some of them pull up in Cadillacs or, this very nice vehicles. And I said, yeah, that would get you. But anyway, there was a report I was reading, and I had a graph chart on it, and it showed the amount of people Googling, I can't pay my mortgage and I can't pay my bills. It's higher than what it was back in 2007 and 2008. Now, when you got that many people searching for that stuff, excuse me, you know that it's bad when that many people are searching. The thing with these people that's like all the ones in default, what was it, 900,000 FHA mortgages are in default right now. Most people that go into default, unless a miracle happens, they will end up losing the house. And miracle, like, well, there's a rooster over there. It's the first rooster I've seen around here. Huh. Interesting. I should have got that rooster on my video. But, it's, like I said, unless a miracle happens. And there's a lot of people that, the white collar jobs, all the layoffs we had last year, and they're not able to replace the income they lost, and they base their life around what, their income was. And so that's all gone now. And unless they find another way to supplement what, the difference in what they lost, then they'll end up losing their properties too, unless they, try to sell the, got tongue twisted. Let you try to sell the property. I've always told people that, if you're that far into a mortgage or something, you're better off, if you get laid off, you're better off to just go ahead and put the property up for sale, because chances are you're probably going to lose it if you don't. And especially if you were making very good wages on a salary, and that's gone. Unemployment only covers so much. And with all the layoffs and even more layoffs piling up, Disney's laying off another 1,000 people. But let me turn it around here. I'm stopped. But it's, those jobs are gone. Like the big layoffs, from my memory, the big layoffs really happened in my area here in Ohio. They were right around 2008. Like I said, the biggest one there was DHL, the shipping company. They ran out of an airport about 25 minutes from here. And when they closed that facility down, there was over 8,000 people lost their job like that, and it devastated that town. The state, the city, they had went in and they had made modifications to the city streets, trying to make it more accessible for semi trucks, because it was busy back then. But all those people got laid off. And matter of fact, one of the houses I bought that was a short sale, and it took me 3 months to get it. They're not short per se; it's just a short sale. But both of them worked at DHL, and I got the house. When did I get that house? 2010. Yeah, it was like, I'm guessing around August of 2010. So they'd already been laid off back in 2008. And, back then, you could draw unemployment for up to 2 years. Not 6 months. You could draw it for 2 years. The federal government extended it for 2 years. So, they stayed hoping for a miracle. And fortunately for them, they didn't have, car payments and stuff. They just had their mortgage. But when unemployment ran out, they were screwed, And if I'm not mistaken, they were from Iowa, and they moved back to Iowa because for some reason it was odd that they showed up at the closing, but they had to be there with the bank representative to sign everything off on it. Because I've never done a short sale where the people that were losing the property had to show up too, but that was the first time for that. But yeah, it's getting pretty wild with people not able to pay their bills. You got farmers up there losing their equipment. Excuse me, just give me a second. Ooh, hot coffee. I had some cereal before I left. I had some mini wheats, frosted mini wheats. You got the farmers losing their equipment, so they're not going to be able to plant this season, at least in the spring, unless they lease out their land to another farmer. But and there was another report I was reading, and it said they said that if I read it right, they're claiming that people are dropping out of the housing market, like buyers, because they're so far in debt on car loans, and their DTI is really high, and their payment's high. Well, it's like I was saying on the one my video, the last one I think I made, where you've got the auto industry blaming the housing market for low auto sales, and then you have the auto industry, the housing industry blaming the auto industry for low housing. I mean, they're just like tit for tat. But there's a lot of people that went out and bought these vehicles during the during all that COVID money. Matter of fact, I had a farm that I sold it since then, but I had a side-by-side, and me and, I had some cousins and some neighbors and, whoever, we'd all go riding the trails up in the hills, and I took my my Can-Am to the dealership to get some work done to it, and like their inventory was gone. And the lady back in the service department, she said, I have never seen so many people come in here with COVID checks, because they were getting all that stimulus and all that garbage, and they're buying these things up. And she goes, I already know that they're not going to be able to afford them. They were able to afford the down payment and make it look good on paper for the loan to get it, and most of them's going to come in default. Of course, in your rural areas, when you get stuff like those side-by-sides, they just come up missing, per se. Like you'll get a person that they'll put it in their neighbor's garage for 3 months, claim it come up stolen, and then once everything's done, they get their insurance, pays the loan off, they're free and clear. They'll drag it back out and keep riding it. Don't get caught doing that, because you can get in trouble for that. But let's just say that on a few rides I've been on, there were a few warm ones. But no, today's Monday, and of course our taxes are due. You gotta have them postmarked by Wednesday. So make sure if you pay your taxes or whatever, you get them postmarked, and you get a little receipt showing that it was, time stamped, because you don't want them, the IRS or the state, to tell you, oh, well, it's not postmarked, so we didn't get it till here, and then it hit you with a 10% penalty. I'll be out most of them this morning doing my running. I got to stop at one of my rentals and take care of some stuff, and I'm gonna hit the post office next, and I got to go pay my city income tax, and I got to go out to Home Depot and get a few things. Oh, that was another thing. Home Depot had a report that their sales continue to plummet, and with a lot of these builders, there are builders that's going bankrupt, because I ran into that one in Florida, a prime example. But their sales are down because they've either stopped building, or the homeowners don't have the extra money because of all the inflation, the high fuel prices, the high utility prices. So they've stopped buying appliances. They're only buying the bare minimum, what they have to do in order to get the house sold, to make it look good, from just the exterior, to get somebody in there. Of course, we're just now into the second quarter of 2026, so we won't see the numbers from April, May, and June. We won't see that until July. But there'll be more on the news about it, because it's not just the data you're waiting on. You got these companies that they keep track of their stuff every week, and they can give out the reports, because like Home Depot, they've got to put out their profit, profit or loss share, reports for their shareholders. Another one I saw was Campbell Soup. Their stock price, it is down to it's very, very minimal. And I guess I missed it, but they were using, lab engineered meat or something like that, which of course that just makes me not want to buy their product, because I don't want lab engineered anything. So, but anyway, I hope you guys have a good day. Be nice to everybody, even people that don't like you. Who cares? Just don't deal with them. Just block them, whatever you gotta do. But you guys got any feedback, let me know. What you guys are seeing in your area. Are you guys having a hard time paying your rent, your mortgage, your utilities? I went to the grocery store yesterday. A can of Kroger's coffee, big old can, same size as the Walmart ones. And I remember, I think it was 2020, they were $4.29 a can, and now they're $13.99 a can. This is nuts. So, but anyway, I guess some more reports, and I'll make another video and fill you guys in. I'm waiting to see what this naval blockade of the Strait of Hormuz is going to do, because Western Europe, they're very dependent upon oil from there, or oil from Russia, which we were supposed to not going to trade with them. So we'll see. And then there was another report that showed all these oil tankers coming to our Gulf ports for oil. So we'll see what happens this week. I got a feeling you're either going to see oil go way up, or it's going to stay stagnant. I don't think it's going to go down yet. So anyway, have a good day, and I'll see you guys next time.